does not change how they feel about you from that initial impression. Everybody follow me here? So we teach about 10 strategies for people to go out and generate leads. Most people are relying on far too many strategies. So they're not getting enough leads. Because they're not getting enough leads, they're not hitting their sales opportunities, right? So we teach a selling system, and that is a calculated, coordinated attack on how a person attacks a week versus how it attacks them. You would hear strategies like the hit list, the farm club, the top 25, net promoters, connectors, climbers, showcase events, database, social media. And what I'm doing is I'm teaching people to drive up the probability of selling something by pulling all of these levers simultaneously and then tracking to see what works and what doesn't work. Most people are using the same strategies over and over and over, and they're not working. But they don't have any more strategies to go to, right? So we move from the explanation of service to the selling system. Okay, and 98% of salespeople do not have a selling system. Would you agree with that, yes or no?
Yes.
Very random, it's very sporadic, the probability of selling something is very low. And so the second thing we do in Monster Producer is go into that selling system, okay? And I call that legacy selling. Now in today's world, there's a lot of attraction marketing, okay? So not only are you relationship selling, but you're also attracting people to you, which is why I wrote the book Person of Interest. So when your activity level is high enough, and you're circulating enough, people begin to come to you. Now you're attracting people. You're becoming a person of interest. And once you're becoming a person of interest, you're no longer chasing business. Business is actually chasing you. Okay, which is a good position to be in. Okay, I call it being the buyer versus the seller. Okay, in a lot of transaction, the buyer has an advantage over the seller in the transaction because the buyer has the resources, the money, right? Well, when you become valuable enough, you actually flip the script and you become the buyer versus the seller. You're choosing who you work with, what you charge. Everybody follow me here? Okay, so the second thing we teach within Monster Producer, this online academy, is the selling system. Okay, we also teach person of interest, but most people are not ready for person of interest until their activity level's where it needs to be. Okay, now third piece we teach, which I don't think you guys need any help with, is called $1 Million Follow-Up. Okay. Now, what's the stats tell me about the number of touches it takes to convert a prospect to a client? Anybody know? Right? You say 8 to 12. I think most stats say 7 to 15 touches 80% of the time. Most people never go more than 2 or 3 touches in any industry. I coach lots of people in real estate, mortgage, insurance, any commoditized industry. The stats tell me 80% of the time it takes 7 to 15 touches to convert a prospect to a buyer. But it's not that they're not following up. Most people do not know how to follow up appropriately to create a buying decision. There's 2 things that sell something, as you know, exclusivity and scarcity. Okay, and people are always more motivated by what they're going to lose than what they're going to gain. Okay, so the way we teach it within this platform is we teach people the $1 Million Follow-Up, a 7-touch system, but we use the challenger sale. And we use the concept of how do we challenge a prospect to take action because they're going to lose something. Okay, so let me give you some stats. Let's just choose real estate, for example. The average real estate transaction should be worth 5.7 referrals. Average person is going to buy 4 to 6 houses in the course of their lifetime, right? But 98% of agents never call a customer back once they put them in a home. In real estate, 67% of people use the very first person that contacts them. They don't use the best one, the best looking one, the most experienced one. They use the first one. So speed is critical, right? So let's look at how much money a real estate agent is actually losing. Well, if they don't call a customer back, they don't go 7 to 15 touches to actually get the first sale, then they don't follow up once they put them in a house. They lost the 5.7 referrals, plus they lost the 4 houses they're going to buy in their lifetime. So the average agent's losing about $100,000 to $150,000. In Miami, that number would be higher because the price points are higher. Everybody follow me?
Yes.
So when I'm selling to a real estate agent, I say, do you know you could be losing $100,000, $150,000 because of your follow-up? Okay? And so in that system of Monster Producer, we teach $1 Million Follow-Up, how to follow up in a way that gets a person to take action. Okay, so that's the 3 big things we're teaching these people. And then the 4th and final thing we're teaching is how to extract 5.7 referrals out of every transaction. Most stats are 4 to 6. So if you're personally not getting 4 to 6 referrals out of every deal you're doing, there's something you're not doing right. Everybody with me? And so what we do is we teach how to negotiate to ask for the referral. Okay, so if any customer calls in and asks me a question, I may say, and I never answer a customer question without finishing the question with this. Michael, was this valuable for you? Okay, because there's an exchange there. He's asking for my time, my energy, my expertise, my years of experience, and I'm giving that to him for free. So if I'm going to give that to him for free, I'm going to ask for something in return, right? Yep. So at the end of the conversation, I'm going to say, Michael, was this valuable for you? And he's going to say what?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Okay. Say it a little bit better than that.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
This was incredibly valuable, right? And I'll say, look, if it's valuable for you, I guarantee you it could be valuable for somebody else just like you. Because like gravitates toward like. Association breeds assimilation. Michael, I love working with you, and if I love working with you as much as I do, I guarantee you I will love working with people just like you. So I'm going to show you how to extract those 5.7 referrals out of every person, okay? That is what's in Monster Producer.
Woo!
All of those things, okay? So you guys think you can sell that? Okay. Good.
Good to see you.
Hey guys, I'm Coach Micheal Burt, the Super Coach. I'm here in Miami with Grant Cardone and his sales team, kicking off a great partnership where we're going to have our platform, Monster Producer, inside Grant Cardone's platform, and that is where you become a legendary creature that combines multiple skills to dominate a market. It's going to be great if you're serious in separating yourself, differentiating yourself, and really becoming a person of interest. Then this platform is going to be perfect for you.
Hey, welcome to Ask a Pro. Grant Cardone here with my friend, Coach Micheal Burt, Monster Producer Academy. He's the founder of, CEO. He's a personal friend of mine. Monster Producer Academy also sits at Cardone U now, if you don't know that. And I went out and sought Micheal Burt because I'm like, this dude is a professional coach, not an amateur coach, not a dilettante, not a mamby-pamby. Dude, this guy gets you accelerated growth.
Yes.
Okay, he gets you spikes and spurts and spurges. He'll show you how to scale your business, but before you scale your business, he'll show you how to grow your business.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're in a heavily commoditized industry, real estate, mortgages, what?
Insurance,
Plumbing,
title business.
Contractors,
we work with a
roofers.
lot of people who are competing for the same space.
Yeah.
You know, and they're looking for a competitive advantage.
Yeah.
And I believe
Other than price.
That's right. And I believe who's coaching you can be where your competitive advantage comes from.
So look, the old saying is just give more service.
Yeah.
Just customer service will take care of you. What's your let's say I'm a one-man or two-man show right now.
Well,
and I'm in the plumbing business.
Yeah, one man or two man show. Every small business is going to cap out at some point. Call it a ceiling of complexity, it's a ceiling of success. But one person can only do so many deals a month.
Yeah.
And at some point, you got to learn how to grow it bigger and scale it out to some extent. But you also got to understand the revenue side of that, the service side of that, how to extract referrals.
Yeah.
Right? Because most people are doing a very pitiful job in how they actually grow their business.
What do you mean? They don't even ask for a referral.
There's no systematic way they're growing their businesses.
Yeah, I think the thing is like 90% of the people will give you a referral if you ask for one, and 92% of the salespeople or companies don't even ask for
That's
one.
right.
So let's just back up a second. You want to talk a little bit about where you came from?
Yeah, sure.
Just a second.
Sure.
I mean, back in the old day.
Back in the old day, man.
You were getting ready for the new day.
I mean, I grew up in a small town in Tennessee, started coaching literally at 15 years old, knew I was going to be a coach for the rest of my life, became the head coach at the second largest high school in Tennessee at 22, so I was the youngest head coach and learned a lot. And so people were asking me, like, what are you doing to win all of these games? And what I was really doing was coming over to the business world and extracting the best business concepts and bringing them to the athletic world, which was kind of unheard of in 99. And so people began to ask me
why did you go to business?
I was looking for an advantage, and I knew that there were intangibles that help people win. Intangibles are things you can't measure, but you can feel. Trust, chemistry, buy-in, leadership, energy. And so I was like, man, I'm looking for a competitive advantage. Where can I get it? And I went over to the business world and started studying the best businesses and bringing those concepts over to the athletic world. So I was teaching my players, habits of highly effective people, good to great, 5 dysfunctions of a team. So that made my players smarter, more connected, higher trust. And if you look at any schedule, there's 4 to 6 games on a schedule where the talent is equal. They may even be better than you.
Right.
So then, you're screwed if you don't figure out how to win those games. So I said, we're going to win with the intangibles.
Which all that's very similar to business.
Absolutely.
Like when you're talking to me, I'm thinking about the State Farm agent or Allstate agent.
Absolutely.
Or a mortgage broker or a financial planner.
Yeah.
Hey, man, most of the season,
yes,
you're competing against somebody that's equivalent to you.
Or they got a bigger budget than you.
Right.
Or they got more brand exposure than you. Or they got more experience than you. So how does a new guy beat an old guy?
Yeah.
Unless they have some differential advantage. And so I was giving my players that differential advantage by teaching them these things. So people began to ask me, man, what are you doing? How are you doing it? You're winning at very high levels. And so I said, what if I just wrote a book on it and showed you what I was doing? Right? How am I building this competitive intelligence? And so I began writing these books, and the books led me out to coaching, or initially just speaking to companies. And they were big companies, Dale, State Farm, National Healthcare. And I would go in and speak on the things I was doing with my team. And they would say, man, we loved it. Will you come back? And then they started asking, well, how much would it be for us to coach, for you to coach our people? And I said, I'm trying to win a championship. So I stayed another 5 or 6 years and won a championship. At this point, I had 4 books out. And then I retired at 31 years old to do what I do today, which is really coach people.
Now you're really working.
Now I'm really working, man. And to coach people into being monster producers, which are, kind of legendary.
Which, by the
creatures.
way, I mean, no offense to your days coaching basketball, but what you're doing now is a much greater contribution.
Absolutely. There's more people we impact every day.
Well, my career in business is going to last a lot longer.
That's right.
Than my career in any sport.
Right.
And by the way, everybody out there watching, you got a much better chance of being a successful entrepreneur than you do being a basketball player.
Absolutely.
The percentages are much greater. Now, speaking of percentages, your average, you shared with me in my office, okay, and I always love you coming down here because I get inspired, man, okay? I wish y'all could see some of the stuff we talk about.
Yeah.
You said your average student is getting a 43% spike in their growth.
In the first year with me. And we're doing that through the program called Monster Producer.
Okay.
Right? And
so let's say the guy's earning what? What's the average earner at that level?
Let's just call it 100,000.
Okay, 100 grand. So I'm going to go from 100 to 143 a year in 12 months.
Not uncommon for a person to do that in a 12-month cycle. Sometimes it's bigger than that. There are people that don't do it, who don't do what we're teaching them to do.
Yeah.
But the people who do what we're teaching them to do, I think, consistently tell us. And we track when they come in.
Yeah.
We track them 1 year later after being in the program. And that's how we come to that number.
Yeah. So what's the common problem with that producer that's at 100, that's not a monster number?
Right.
They're clearly aware, hey, there's more here. What is that one thing that all those guys or gals have in common?
They don't have a systematic structure. Now, this is old coaching me, right?
Well, they're not satisfied first, right?
They're not satisfied. And they know they want more. So just attach that common word of more money, more time, more freedom, more energy, more structure, more confidence. That's the one thing every monster producer has.
You've got to have that.
If they don't have that, they want more of something.
Yeah, because I see a lot of people say, hey, I need to know about this and that and this and that. I'm like, dude, but none of that matters if you don't want more.
That's right. And they don't have so they know that. They got that.
Yeah.
What they don't have is a structure on how to get it.
When we come back from break, Micheal Burt's going to lay it down for you like we do here in the South. Simple and easy. Don't go anyplace.
There is only one company to work for in the smart home industry, Skyline Security. Right now is looking for the best of the Grant Cardone following to join their team and expand financially and professionally. Go to joinskyline.com to register. Labeled by Inc. 5000 as the fastest growing company for the last 2 years in a row, you get to protect families, grow your wealth, and join a team of top producers. Skyline is looking for great people. Go to joinskyline.com. That's joinskyline.com to get started on a brand new 10x career path. Go to joinskyline.com to register. With over 20 years of experience in the real estate game, Cash Now PA is the place to go for buying homes for all cash with no fees, any condition with BBB accreditation. Ray Abood, owner of Cash Now PA, has been helping customers get in and out of homes, creating better spaces for living, and making a difference in local communities with the focus on buying homes, all cash, no fees with any condition. Also be BBB accredited. Visit cashnowpa.com. That's cashnowpa.com to get started. There's only one company you need to know in telecommunications, and that's Bullfrog. Bullfrog is so advanced and so in the future, you don't even need a desk phone anymore to run a business. Integrate right now with what you and your employees already pay for, their cell phone. Run an entire business from there, from group chat to monitoring to call forwarding, and we will guarantee that you never experience a drop call again. You can save an extra $60,000 a year with Bullfrog and the plans that they have for your company. And for your free trial, go to bullfrog.net. That's bullfrog.net for your free trial of this outstanding service. Go to bullfrog.net for your free trial right now.
Welcome back to Ask a Pro. I have with me today legendary, world-renowned, the phenom, Micheal Burt. Coach Micheal Burt from Tennessee. He's worked with, what's some of the companies you've worked with?
Man, worked some big companies. You named big real estate companies. You mentioned them, the Keller Williams, the Century 21s, the Dale, State Farm, National, Ohio National,
and
Invest.
he focuses now mostly on small not small. I don't want to say small, but
this program is really for successful business owners. And sales professionals who have hit a ceiling. And now they're looking for someone who can help them break through.
And the ceiling could be 80.
The ceiling could be 80.
It could be 200.
It could be 250. It could be 600.
I did a deal with Northwestern Mutual, and the average guy in the room was doing $940 grand a year. And I said, hey, how many of you feel like you hit a ceiling?
Right.
Almost everybody's hand came up.
Well, it's no different than I've got $400 million mortgage producers. That puts them in the upper 10% of every producer in the country.
Right.
But they've still hit a ceiling of time and energy and something. So they're looking, how do I go from 100 million to 150?
But do they want to go?
Most of the ones I'm coaching do. They don't come to me
because number one, they're not satisfied. So let's just talk about that first thing before we get into what's taught at Monster Producer Academy. Okay, MPA. I like that. Okay, how does somebody get not satisfied? A guy like me, man, I'm earning a lot of money. I make a lot of money.
Right.
But I always stay not satisfied. But isn't that a little bit of a trick?
Well, at your 10X Growth Conference, which was unbelievable, by the way, and I know the new one's going to be unbelievable. I had a conversation with Tim Grover, who wrote Relentless.
Awesome.
So, and I called him in a minute. I said, tell me one thing about Jordan that nobody knows. I mean, nobody. And he said, what you don't know about Jordan is he had 2 scorecards. One the team measured him by, and one he measured himself by. Now, I want you to think about that. One he measured himself by.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So you and I have had numerous conversations in all kinds of places about our potential. Right? And the only person that knows our potential is us. My wife don't know my potential. My kid, my mother. And so the people I'm coaching have got their own scorecard.
Totally.
And it ain't got to do with what the company says they need to be doing.
I love that, man. Have your own scorecard.
And so those people.
I mean, to do that, you got to be really honest too.
You got to be brutally honest because you know when you're not hitting it. I mean, every conversation you and I've had, you're like, man, I ain't even close to my potential. And I ain't even close to my potential.
That's right.
So the people coming to me know that one thing right there. And they are intensely curious for somebody to help them unlock that. So they're not playing around.
Okay, you have the right person. You qualify this person.
Yes.
Okay. So they're coming to you saying, hey, here's where I am. This is where I want to get.
Yes.
And you probably want to know, but can you? I mean, is that possible? Does that number exist, right?
Yes.
And then, is it always a number?
It's typically a tangible outcome that we can measure and track in a 12-month cycle is measured in 30-day windows.
So more time, that's kind of hard to measure, right?
It is hard to measure, but I force them to give me a dominant focus because the tangible outcome gives them more time. Because we teach time systems, we teach structures. And so I believe, a lot of people write books that go around the world and coach people, but they're not real coaches. There's a difference between a person writing a book and a guy who actually coached. And so I say, do you want someone coaching you who's written a book about it, or somebody who's actually won a championship? Somebody who knows how to get a group of people to, right? And so what I define coaching as is ongoing, systematic structure that allows you to do something tomorrow you can't do today. So it is the systematic coaching in Monster Producer, month after month, every 30 days here. The accountability sessions that unlocks these kind of structures that they've been missing.
So a system, give me an example of what a system is. Let's say you're coaching me here at Cardone Training Technologies, and I'm like, dude, look, man, I want to go to $1 billion. What's a system? Give me an example.
So a system is, I look at missing structures. I think a good coach finds and feels missing structures. A missing structure is you don't have a world-class explanation of services. So we get you guys on the phone, but their close ratios are low. So we help them develop this framework to close.
Who am I? What do I do?
What do you believe? What do you do? How do you do it different? Who are you doing it for? Then we go to a system of selling. How many calculated strategies are you using to drive up the probability of selling something? Most people are not. They're using 1 or 2 or 3 strategies. In today's world, there's no way that's enough strategies, right? I mean, look at how many strategies you're using.
Right.
If you really put them on paper, and we calibrated those, right? Then we teach. Then we go to follow up. That's a system. right?
Yeah,
a
that's right.
7-touch follow-up system. And then we go to extraction of referrals, because this is where a lot of people are losing a lot of money. Is most deals should be worth 5.7 referrals. And I could walk in any small business, any company in the world, even the multi-billion-dollar companies, and say, are you extracting 5.7 referrals from every transaction?
Yeah.
And they're like, no.
And this goes back to an empty pipeline. I talk about it all the time. I'm like, hey, you drop your prices, okay? You lose your hustle because you don't have anybody in your pipeline, man.
Right.
You experience rejection because you're like, oh my God, I know people that don't even want to close the deal because if they do, that's their last lead. Right? They're like, I got to start all over again with a new customer.
That's right.
So let's say a mortgage broker's out there. He does a mortgage. What's he get paid on a $400,000 mortgage?
Typically 1%.
So he's going to get $4,000.
Yes.
So he makes $4,000. But now what?
But here's what he should get is every one of those deals should be worth 5.7 referrals.
Yeah, that should be worth $20,000.
And the average person is going to buy 4 houses, let's say, in the course of their lifetime.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's not only lost the 5.7 referrals, he lost the 4 houses they're going to buy. 98% of those people will never even call a customer back once they put them in a home.
Yeah.
So look at the amount of money that's being lost, and I believe people are always more motivated by what they'll lose than what they'll gain. And so what I do in this program is I say, look, you're losing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in one of these 4 areas, right? And if we gave you these structures, you could get all that money back. And that's really what's happening, is even if you just pick that one alone, Grant, if you just worked on the referability.
Totally. If you worked on any one of these.
You'd grow your business 43% in 1 year if you just did that one thing.
Right. I think, and that's why I like having you down here, because every time you're down here, I get better. Just, I don't know if it's about being around the people, but I think what happens is, because when you talked about systems, so when I said to you, hey, how do I go from here to there? I'm like, oh man, first I'd want to know which of my departments can get me there first.
Right.
Because I might not be able to pay attention to all of them.
That's right.
But at least right now, just being with you, I start thinking. I start actually answering my own questions.
That's right.
Just by having a coach in the room.
Well, you said to me one day.
Don't charge me for this.
You said to me one day in Clearwater, Florida, if the inputs are correct, the output should be correct.
That's right.
Right?
It should be instant, too.
And that's what we're doing is we're looking at these businesses and we're going, your input's not correct.
Yeah.
Therefore, your output's not correct.
Yeah.
And if we could get that right, there's no way in the world you won't pick up business from us.
People say, man, look, Grant, do you believe in get rich quick? I said, I do not believe in anything that's get rich quick. However, when you give somebody the right thing to do, your business should get rich very quick.
Absolutely.
Okay? That's why when you tell me your businesses grow 43%, that doesn't seem like a big claim to me. I know companies that have got on a program, and like when it's the right guy with the right intention that pays attention.
That's right.
I've seen people blow their business up 40% in 1 month. Most people are operating so far below what they could be.
I totally agree.
Okay?
We got examples of 1,500%.
And that's why we call it Monster Producer Academy. What is monster? Give me the definition of monster.
A legendary creature that combines multiple skill sets to dominate a market.
Dude, do you want to be legendary? Do you want monster results? Do you want monster income? Do you want to be the boogeyman that your competition is scared of? Like, I had a guy in here the other day tell me, man, I can't even keep up with Grant.
Yeah.
And when he left the room, I said, Jared, that was the target.
Yes.
The target was for the people that we compete with to be like, dude,
right,
he's gone. It's just too much.
Yes.
And that's probably what they say about Jordan and Kobe and.
That's right.
Right.
Got their own scorecard, man.
He's too much, man.
They got their
Have
own
your own
scorecard.
scorecard. Get Micheal Burt right here to help you become a monster producer. It's all sitting at Cardone University waiting for you right now. I'm so glad, man, that we're doing more stuff together. All right, brother? This is a good dude right here, okay? If you're not following him, he's going to support you every week with accountability, all right? Because if you fall off like I do, quitter that I am, I need a coach to pat me on the ass. I need another coach to acknowledge me and say, good job. I like both of those, right?
Absolutely.
Right? I need the little bit like good job, and I need another guy that, dude, you're better than that. Okay, a little slap on the ass, a little spank. Okay, thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Franchising is listed by Grant Cardone as one of the ways to become a millionaire. Let the experts at Fran Finders be with you every step of the way as your partner finding, buying, selling, and promoting franchises. With over 10 years experience, Fran Finders is the company that helped get set up with franchising to help you get set up with owning your own franchise and finding a franchise that's right for you. Visit franfinders.com. That's franfinders.com to get started with your search today. Buying or finding a new home should not be stressful or boring. With over 14 years experience, Good Time Tommy has spent his time building strategies, tips, and content that will help you, the new homeowner or seasoned homeowner, get the best deal for your money. Educate, navigate, and celebrate. Because whether you're buying or selling, you're going to get more traffic to your property promotion on every channel, and watch as Tommy and his team work until you are satisfied. Your new home awaits you with Good Time Tommy and his team. Subscribe, like, and follow at goodtimetommy.com. That's goodtimetommy.com. What we lack can be found. When we lack vision, purpose, and goals, it's truly built upon discovering your excellence. We at Pardom have created a vision workshop where we create and hold an image so strong in your mind, we show you how to live up to your true potential. Find what you've lost or what you've always struggled to find. With a unique motivational style, a unique skill development, we empower others and share knowledge. And we're looking for people to join our team to help create more abundance in your life and in the lives of others. Visit partem.com, that's partem.com, to register and become part of our team. That's partem.com.